Hi, I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and welcome to my creative playground. Tonight, I'm going to show you some ideas with the stamp set called Celebratory Sips and show you the papers and some different things that I've done with it. And so let me get my camera set up and we can get started. Welcome, and I hope everyone had a great long weekend. I know I did, other than it rained the whole weekend, which really depressed me. It was sunny yesterday and the weather did turn around, but it was definitely not beach weather. So I spent the weekend trying to stay warm and dodge the rain. Today I'm going to show you the set Celebratory Sips, and it has these dies that go with the stamp set. I actually don't have the stamp set. I just have the set, and I bought the dies because that cuts a lot of the things out from the paper. And I have tons and tons of sentiment sets. So I just didn't think that I really needed the stamp set itself. So there's a couple things that I can't do because I don't have it, but like I can't put little umbrellas in and things like that, but that's okay. I will live. So this paper is really, really pretty. And there's actually a lot of floral elements with it as well. So as you can tell, it's got berry burst. It has strawberry slush, peach pie, what is that? Timid tiger, old olive, and let's see, I don't see any other colors in this one. And there we go. There's our timid tiger and our peach pie stripes, which we're going to use in a few minutes. And then there's this really pretty floral that has the blackberry bliss and berry burst. Is that right? Yeah, berry burst. Also, I see lemon lime twist, old olive, and some pinks in here, some fresh freesia, and a little bit of the bubble bath. And then the back side of that is different greens. So it looks like it's old olive and the lemon lime twist. And then this one is a lot of different fruits and things. And the dies, many of the dies cut out these leaves and the fruits and the different things that you would use to make your drinks, mix your drinks. So you've got some raspberries here, you've got strawberries, you've got cherries, limes, lemons. I guess that's an orange peel. I'm not sure what that is, but I think that that's an orange peel. And then the back side of that is the Secret Sea pattern. This one's pretty, and you could use this to cut out. There's two different glasses that you can cut out, and I think that would be these. You could cut them out from that, and that would just give you some different types of drinks. So you could do like lemonade, you could do pink lemonade, all that. Red wine, that kind of thing. And the back side of this is cloud cover. I don't want to lose my dies there. Okay. Then there are some smaller drinks. And what I did with some of these, we're going to play with these today too. I did do some fussy cutting and fussy cut a strip of these out so that we can use those as well. And what I liked about this was it has some of the pictures of the mixes with it, but it also has the bottles. So it has some different wine bottles and that kind of thing. So, different things that you would put into your mixed drinks. And then the back side of that is strawberry slush, which is my favorite new in color. And then this one, the dies cut these out as well. Oops. That's an extra one there. Okay, the dies cut these out. And I don't have, like I said, I don't have the stamp set, so I don't have the umbrellas and things like that. But I do have the dies that cut these pieces out. So, and then the back side of that is the Blackberry Bliss and the Berry Burst. So those are the colors that are in this. I've been playing around with the set a little bit today. And these are a couple of different cards that I made. I did this with the Strawberry Slush. I used a layer of the basic white, the Strawberry Slush, and then I used the designer paper that had the Strawberry Slush in it. I used, what I found is these are the sequins that we had for last year's one of the floral sets. It came out last spring, and it had the purples, it had some orange, it had some greens and some yellows in it. And I found that these sequins really go well with this paper. So I just pulled that out, started using some of that. So I have this one, which I made with the Strawberry Slush. And as you can see, I put a strawberry and blackberry on it, and then put a sprig in that. This one I made out of the Timid Tiger, and this is the stripe of the Timid Tiger. I used the postage stamp set, or I'm sorry, the postage dies to cut out the layers for this. And then I used, which looks like lemonade, and a little bit maybe of orange juice. I put a lime and a lemon on that. And then this one, I embossed the background. I used Berry Burst. I embossed the background, which is pretty in pink, with the plaid embossing folder. And then I used that pretty flower design. And then I pulled the orange in to this. And then used some of the red, I guess that's red wine, or probably a sangria. And then I added these sprigs to this piece. So, and since I don't have the stamp set, I don't have the sentiments that go with this set. So I just pulled in some old, this is a really old set, but this is a set, I really like this set because it's got the Let's Celebrate, and that goes with drinks. Happy Birthday goes with drinks. Thank you goes with drinks. This could go with drinks too. Life is sweeter with friends like you. So I just thought, this is a good set. And it is retired, but I'm going to use it tonight. So that's where we're at. So I have two other ideas, and I just need to find where I put those pieces that I wanted to show you tonight. Okay, so since I have done these and I've used the larger glasses and drinks, I was going to use the smaller ones, which I have cut out here. Here's my little tray that I like to use. And so there's one of the, I would say that that's a sangria, since sangria has lots of fruit in it, like a pink lemonade. And so there's just different drinks here. And there's also some different bottles as well. So to do these, you do have to fussy cut them. But so that's what we're going to do tonight. So I am starting with a piece of basic white that is 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to score this at 4.25. Hey, Steph, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, so I'm going to score at 4.25. Oops, oh, I know what I forgot. I don't have my bone folder. Okay, that's what I get for being in different places at different times. Okay, so I have this piece. So I'm just using my nail to crease that. Okay, I have a piece of basic white that I have cut to 5.25 by 4. And I have embossed with the brick embossing folder, the brick background. So that's that embossing folder. And I'm just going to put this on here, like so. And I did not bring over any adhesive either. Okay, well, I have my glue. So we'll use glue. Maybe. Or maybe I'll go get some adhesive. There we go. Now it's working. I just had to squeeze a little bit. Okay. So let's put this on. There we go. I like that white on white effect, especially when you do the embossing. It just gives it some depth. Okay, I have a piece of Berry Burst. Oops. And that's going to go across here. But first, oops. Okay, I need to slice just a tad off because I want that to be the same as this layer. So I need that to be 5 1/4 instead of 5 1/2. So I'm just taking 1/4 of an inch off. I'm going to add this piece of white to the front. And then I'm going to, well, let me add the white first. Okay. It's kind of making a funny noise from the glass. Okay, so we're going to add the white. Kind of line that up. The good part about using glue is you can kind of move it. You have a minute to move it around. Okay, there we go. And so now what I'm going to do is just use this to cut that. Do this. Let's take these and we're going to use these littler ones. Okay, so should we do sangria? There we go. Yep, that looks like a Bloody Mary. Not that I'm not a person that drinks a lot, so anyway. I have maybe one drink a month or so is kind of my speed. But I just don't like that feeling of waking up with a hangover. Anyway, okay. So we've got this. That's a red one. Okay, we don't want to use all. So let's do this. And you can tell that some of these are decorated with greens. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, let's put that there. Put this. And let's see. I would say we probably have more than one bottle going into that. So I'm going to do that. There we go. We'll put the 2 bottles there. Put this. That. I like that one. Maybe this with the cherry on it. Oops, let's put that in the middle. And we can overlap them a little bit. And here's another one with a sprig. And let's put that next to that. Okay. So let's attach these now. Let's do this. We'll put that on there. We could use dimensionals if we wanted to pop it up. Okay, line that up in the center, or towards the center. There we go. Okay. Let's do that. I like that. Okay. Okay, let's slide it into place. I do like that, the fact that you can just kind of slide it. Okay, we'll trim that. Oop. Okay, now a message for this. Let's do this. Life is sweeter with a friend like you. I'll put that on there. Oops, this is coming up. I guess I didn't put enough glue on that part. Okay, so let's do, yep, I didn't. Or it didn't stick because I embossed it. There we go. I'll let that sit for a minute. This is Petunia Pop, not Berry Burst. Okay, but that's okay. I'm going to use this on the inside. I thought I had grabbed Berry Burst, but that's okay. Petunia Pop goes well too. Okay, so let's do this. And, oh, I should have left that. Let's do Happy Birthday. I don't want to, let me leave that open so it can dry a little bit. Make sure that I don't smear it. Okay, so let's stamp Happy Birthday. I have my double oval punch, which has retired, but I will always use this because you can do some really cool layering with it. Now, if I hadn't wanted to cut the white out of this, you could cut this on a strip so that it only punches the white. You don't have to punch everything, but I'll save that white one and I'll use it for something. So I'm going to use a couple dimensionals on this. Let's put that on there. Okay. So you can use scissors. You just have to be very careful because they are sharp. And you might drop pieces. Okay, let's do one here. Let's put one up here. There we go. I like that. That's a cute card. It does take time to cut these out though. I do have to caution you there. Okay. So I have another idea to show you. And then also, I received this in the mail today from my friend Rose Carey. And I don't think she's on, but I can't tell because I lost my feed of who's on and who's not. So Rose sent this card. It's with the Flowers Abloom set. And this was a card I think she made for a swap. But it's got those beautiful flowers that I love. And then it opens up like this. Isn't that pretty? I love that. And this is a set that is in the new catalog. And it is a background stamp. And it's made up of 4 different pieces. So you've got this sideways stripe. You've got this dot. You've got this stripe. and then you've got a diagonal stripe. So you can mix and match these pieces and put them together to make a full background stamp, or you can just use them and keep using them in pieces. So either way. But I just thought that that was a cute card. So I wanted to show that tonight. Thank you, Rose. And okay, one more card. It's in my head. We'll see where it goes from there. Okay, I am going to cut this. This is a piece of the peach pie. And I'm going to cut this to 5.5. 5.5 by 8.5, and I am going to score at 4 1/4. There we go. Fold, and I'll use my nails since I don't have my bone folder. I want a piece of this. Okay, so I'm going to cut this to 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so 4. Oops, wrong. Not the cutting blade. Okay, 4 by 5 1/4. Actually, no, I want to cut that to 5.5 because I want to cover that whole front. Okay, it won't make sense in a minute, I think. And then this is going to go on here. Yep. Okay, so I want to. So what I want is I want some of that peach pie to show through. Actually, I'm going to cut just a little bit more off. I want a wider strip of peach pie on there. It's in my head. There we go. Okay, and I need to cut just a tad off of this. So one thing that you can do is you can glue this down, and then you can flip this over and trim it that way as well. If you've got something that's just a little bit off, you know, from what you've cut. You can do that. Just show you some different ways to do things. There we go. Okay, that looks good. I like that. Okay, now I'm going to cut another piece of the peach pie. So I want these stripes to show through. Okay, so let's do... I'm going to start with 2.5, and if that's too wide, I'll cut it down a little bit. Actually, no, that looks good. So this event, I think, will be great for anyone that wants to learn scrapbooking or just improve their scrapbooking skills. With the Close to My Heart group coming on, there's all kinds of new supplies that we now have. We have these things called flip-flaps, and it allows you to make kind of a, almost like a waterfall page. So you have these little plastic sleeves for pictures, and you can flip them up and just keep adding more pictures to it. So it makes like a waterfall type of effect. Like I don't know if you remember the old waterfall cards that we used to have. So, and I know Karen is going to be teaching a lot of things that probably, I know there's going to be a lot of things that I don't know that, you know, I'm sure will come out of this. So I think it will be a good learning experience. Did I cut that too? I think it will be a good learning experience for everybody, whether you've done scrapbooking before or not, or if you just want to learn scrapbooking, I think it would be a really good experience for people. The class is $250 because it is 24 hours of video content. It is 3 8-hour sessions, so 24 hours of video content. And you also receive 2 exclusive stamp sets that will not be sold. And all the materials for those 12 pages of, actually I should, double pages for the 12 months. So there's 24 pages in total because the pages are double. And everything will be pre-cut for you. So, which is a tremendous amount of work. Believe me, as a person who cuts cards, cards all the time for classes and things, it is a lot of work to prep for this event. So, it is $250, and I do realize that that's a little bit high, but I think it would be worth it because you will come out of it with a whole year of scrapbook pages that you can use. Also, next week, 2 years ago, I booked a trip to Alaska with one of my friends, and we're leaving next week. Yay! But first, my son and daughter-in-law and my grandson are coming to visit for a couple of days. So I don't think that I will be live next Tuesday night, but I think what I'm going to do, well, I know what I'm going to do, but I am going to schedule a few videos in Facebook to take place of my lives since I will be in Alaska. And so that way you will still have things to watch. And then I'm also going to be placing some flash sales out there. So hopefully, and then hopefully there'll be some things that you're interested in. And then also, I put together some packages of the new in-color ribbons, and I have a yard of each color. There's 5 colors, and I will send that out to anyone that places an order during June as a little thank you for placing an order while I am traveling. Okay. Of course, I won't be able to send the ribbons to you until I get back home. So that would be the very end of June, beginning of July. But I will do that. I do appreciate everybody's orders. Okay. So I'm not sure what we want to say in this one. Maybe this is a thank you. which I put upside down. Ta-da! Then I won't cut two pieces at once. Okay, so put this in here. Line that up. Oops. There we go. And let's put this in here. Okay, there we go. So should we put this up here? I'll put that like that. I did snip off a little bit of that, so I will put one of these up there. 90% of the time you can cover up little things. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, I think these went really well with that, even though those are retired, but okay, so now what I would do is put a piece of white. Oops, grab that other one with it. Okay, let's move that around there. There we go. Okay. And there we go. There's a few different cards made with the Celebratory Slips stamp set. So, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. I got my newsletter in the morning, and if you want to take the scrapbooking class, that would be great. And I will be doing that class as well. I'm looking forward to that because I want to learn some more. I used to do scrapbooking all the time, and then I got introduced to Stampin' Up, and then I kind of got away from the scrapbooking world. So I'm looking forward to being able to get back into it and learn some new techniques and things. So, okay, thanks again. And if you're not on my mailing list, go out to stampwithmarilyn.com and sign up for my mailing list. My newsletter comes out once a week, sometimes a little bit more, depending upon what I have going on. Go out and sign up. And thanks so much. Take care. Good night.